Hello everyone, welcome back to the Hannah Jean Stitchery Podcast. My name is Hannah and today I have a fun little video for you. It's different than the normal podcast. Today I'm going to be talking about my fall knitting plans. I have 6 patterns that I want to share with you guys. I also have some yarn choices for these patterns. Some of them I have nailed down and some of them I need some help with. So go grab a drink, go grab a snack, come back, relax, and let's hang out for a while. I think I want to start with the accessories and then we'll go to knitting for me and then we'll do knitting for others that I have planned. So the first one that I have planned is to do the color tipped scarf by Purl Soho, and it is a worsted weight. Here we go, had to find my notes. It is a worsted weight pattern. And it of course suggests to use Purl Soho yarn, and they used their Purl Soho worsted twist. The gauge was 17 stitches in garter stitch on 5mm needles, and there are 2 sizes, one for kids and one for adults. So, and the yardage goes from roughly 224 yards to 448 yards, or 205 meters to 410 meters. And it says you need 3 different colors, but I think you could also do just 2 colors and have like both of the ends of the scarf be the same exact color. My plans for the scarf are to use some leftover yarn that I have from my daughter's first year of life temperature blanket, and one from my son's temperature blanket as well. So I'll show you really quick what they are. They are these. So what I plan to do is have one end be black, one end be neon pink, and in the middle have this pink color. And I think it'll be fine. But I also have another light color that I could use, is this one. So this has hot pink speckles. It has hot pink and gray speckles in it. So I don't know if that would be too much hot pink for the middle. And since it's gray and not black, is that weird? I don't know. But this is what I'm thinking, or this is one of the options. And this is the other. Originally, this was my first choice to do, but as I'm looking at it, I think I do want to do the other one. So I'll be using, thanks for helping me decide. I'll be using these 3 colors. I think that would look good. So these are Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn, 100% acrylic yarn, craft yarn, whatever you want to call it. It's worsted weight. And this hot pink color is called Pink Neon. The black is black. And I don't know what this one's called anymore. I will look it up and have it on the screen. The label is missing from my collection. So that is the color tip scarf, and I got that situated out, so that's good. I did not have a swatch for this, but honestly, it's a scarf. Do I really need to make a swatch? I don't know. Probably not. I think it'll be fine. Also, I'm tempted to make my daughter a matching scarf, but I just made her a Sophie scarf, so I don't think I really need to do that. I'm also tempted to use the same pattern and make one for my son and my husband in my son's leftover temperature blanket yarn. That blanket isn't even close to being finished, but I can just snag some yarn and go buy more if I need to. But I think my son would wear it. He's been asking for a scarf anyway, but I doubt that my husband would wear a scarf, so I'll probably just end up making my son a scarf like he has asked for. So okay, that is the color tipped scarf by Pearl Soho. This next pattern that I have is a hat pattern, and it is called BankHead by Susie Gourlay. And this might be a familiar pattern if you watch my last podcast. I am making this hat for my husband, but I plan to be making one for me. So let me tell you about this pattern. It is a hat, obviously, but it is done in worsted weight, and the original yarn that they used, or that they suggest, I guess, is called Peace Fleece worsted weight. That's what it's called. And the gauge is 20 stitches by 28 rows on a US 7 or 4.5 millimeter, and you need roughly like a range from like the smallest size to the largest size, 70 to 200 yards. And so then they have a baby size, and then it ranges all the way up to adult extra large. No, adult large. The size range is from baby to adult large. Circumference sizes for the baby are 12 inches, and then all the way up to adult large is 24 inches. And this is a free pattern, and it's just in English. So my plans are to finish my husband's, but then also to make one for me out of either a DK weight or a worsted weight. My husband's is a DK weight, so really I need to finish his if I choose to do the DK weight, so I can see how it's going to fit and then make adjustments for my size. So these are the two yarns that I need to choose from. I have this one is Juniper Moon Farm Moonshine yarn in the color Merlot, number 41. And this is a worsted weight yarn. I have 197 yards, so I won't be making the largest size, that's for sure. Let's see, it is a 40% alpaca, 40% wool, and 20% silk. So that's that one. It'd be pretty warm. The color on camera is turning up much more red. This is like a more purpley color, but it's not too purple because it still has quite a bit of red in it, but it's the perfect Merlot color. So this is option number one. Option number two is this one by Leading Men Fiber Arts. This color is called Turning Over a New Leaf, and the yarn line is called Dramaturg. I don't know what that means, if it has a meaning or if it's just a word they made up. But this one is a DK weight, so I would probably have to do a gauge swatch or just base it off of what my husband's is, because his hat that I'm making is a DK weight, but I don't know exactly what to do. This is 100% superwash merino. So these are my two choices. I will leave a little poll up in the corner of the screen. I believe it's here. There's gonna be a poll, and I'm gonna have either Leading Men fiber yarn or Juniper Moon farm yarn. Which one should I do for this hat? Let me know. Those are the accessories that I have planned for this fall. I'm gonna move on to the knitting for me that I have. Well, I guess bigger projects, more like cardigans and sweaters. So I'm gonna move on to those. The first one, I feel like everybody is doing it, and so I'm gonna jump on the bandwagon, and I'm going to make the Eva Cardigan by Petite Knit. And this is the yarn I'm going to use. It's a Lion brand yarn, but let me tell you about the pattern really quick. It's a DK weight cardigan. The original yarn that was used was Sandnes Garn Peer Gynt in, I don't remember what colorway it was, but it was one that Petite Knit and Sandnes Garn kind of came up with together, so that's really cool, but I won't be doing that color. The gauge is 20 stitches by 30 rows on a size US 6 or 4mm needle. And then you also need a 1/2 millimeter size smaller needle. The yardage ranges from 1,095 to 1,791 yards, or 1,001 meters to 1,638 meters. It calls for 26 centimeters or 10.5 inches of positive ease. Okay, so this is designed to fit bust circumferences ranging from 75 or 80 centimeters to 140/150 centimeters, and 29.5 to 31.5 inches, all the way up to 55 to 59 inches. And it has 6 languages: English, Danish, French, German, Norwegian, Swedish. I will obviously be using the English one. Okay, I wrote some really detailed notes, so there we go. This is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be using Lion brand yarn. This is respun 100% recycled polyester, and the colorway is called Alpine. So I did do a gauge swatch because I really want to use this color. I think this is the perfect color for it. It's like a bluey green color. Teal? Is that the color we could go with? It's pretty true to camera, or pretty true to color on the camera as it is in real life. So this is my gauge swatch. I met gauge exactly on a 4mm needle. Maybe I didn't get the correct row gauge. I might have been off, like I would have had like, how many did they say? 30 rows. I probably had 28 rows in my 4 inches. I will definitely measure again, but on a 4mm needle, that is my gauge swatch. I will be doing this. Okay, so if I'm reading the sizing chart and how to pick out a size correctly, I'm going to be doing the 3XL size, and that should give me roughly 8 inches of positive ease. I know it says 10.25 inches of positive ease, but yeah, I think if I were to try to get 10 inches, I would actually get 12 inches. So I chose to do the one that will give me 8 inches of positive ease, and I'm hoping that's not a bad choice. But so this is my plan for the Eva cardigan by Petite Knit. The next big project that I have planned for myself is the Rhoda Jumper. Yes, the Rhoda Jumper by Irene Lynn. And this is an Aran weight pattern. And the suggested yarn was a cotton yarn. And the gauge 16 inches by 22 rows on 5mm needles. You'll need 1,006 to 1,635 yards, or 920 meters to 4,195 meters. There are 6 sizes, and the pattern suggests 16.5, so 16.5 inches or 42 centimeters of positive ease. So it's a very big, baggy, oversized jumper, sweater, whatever you want to call it. And the finished bust measurements range from a 118 to 160 centimeter bust circumference, or for inches, a 46.5 inches all the way up to 63 inches. So then you'll pick the size that has the closest to 16.5 inches of positive ease for your bust circumference. And yeah, the pattern has 5 languages: English, Danish, French, Japanese, and Korean. So my plans are to use another Lion brand yarn. And where did I put it? Oh, right here. I'm going to be using Lion brand Basic Stitch yarn. And it is a worsted weight yarn. The color is called Gold Heather. So here we go. Let's just have a look at it. So this is my swatch, and I did this on a 5mm needle, and I hit gauge perfectly. That's very encouraging that I hit that perfectly. And this was just on a stockinette stitch gauge. It's not the stitch pattern that is written in the pattern, but it said to do a stockinette stitch gauge. So I hit it perfectly, and I'm hoping that will carry through in my project. Very excited to knit this one. I've had this yarn for quite some time, and I just love the color. I think it's so perfect for fall, and I think it'll look good on top of multiple dresses that I have. So I am gonna probably do it the cropped length that it gives. I believe you can lengthen it. I think it's a cropped. I'm pretty sure it's a cropped. I don't have a picture on my notes. So I believe it's a cropped pattern, but then you can also add length if you want. But I will be doing it cropped just because I know that I want to wear this over skirts and dresses and do like layering type stuff with it. So that pattern is going to be on my needles as soon as fall hits in a couple days. And if it hasn't happened already, if this video comes up after the first day of fall, just know that the Rhoda Jumper is already on my needles. So like the first day of fall, the Rhoda Jumper will be on my needles. So there's that. I'm very, very, very excited about it. My third big project for the fall for me is Tolsta by Rebecca Clove from the Crayabea podcast. This is a DK weight pattern. I'm sure we all have like heard about this a lot. It's a DK weight pattern. The fingering weight version was added into the pattern, I believe. I don't think you have to buy it separately. I'm pretty sure it's in the pattern as well. But for the DK weight pattern, or gauge, that's what I will be doing, you need 17 stitches to 27 rows on 5mm needles. The yardage ranges from 518 yards to 1,107 yards, or 474 meters to 1,012 meters. There are 10 different sizes, and the finished bust circumference range is from an 80 centimeter to 169.5 centimeters, and then 31.5 inches all the way up to 66.75 inches. And then you choose the size that has 0 to 3 inches of positive ease for your bust circumference. So this pattern I know was written for like to learn kind of how to do like striping or picot edges, or do like a lace or maybe eyelets in it. I don't know. There's a lot of different ways you can go about doing this pattern, but I am just going to do a basic t-shirt, no lace, no cable, no color changes, just one color shirt. So the yarn I will be using for this pattern is the Lion Brand Wool Ease Recycled. Let's see, it is a, here we go, 20% recycled wool and 80% recycled acrylic. This is the color Olive. And here is my gauge swatch. So this is a worsted weight yarn, and it is soft. It does have a little bit of, well, it's not like super scratchy, but I guess like grit to it, or like stickiness to it. I don't know. What's the right word? I don't know. It is very soft. But it's not like super, 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 super soft. That was a lot of supers. Anyway, I met gauge with this on the 5mm needle, but I don't have as many rows in my swatch as the gauge calls for. So I'm hoping that's not the biggest problem. I'm sure it's not. But that's my gauge swatch. That's my plan for Tolsta tea. This last pattern that I wanted to tell you about is a twofer, because I'm going to be making 2 of them. Or the plan is to make 2 of them. It is Flax by Tin Can Knits. This is a free pattern. I would think like beginner friendly. I don't know. Whenever you watch like roundup videos for beginner friendly patterns, this one showed up a lot, at least whenever I was looking for beginner friendly patterns. So yeah, it's a worsted weight pattern. The gauge is 18 stitches to 22 rows, and that'll equal 4 inches. And stockinette in the round on larger needles, and the 2 needles that it calls for is 4mm and 5mm. So the yardage that you will also need is 220 yards all the way up to 2,100 yards, or 201 meters up all the way up to 1,920 meters. The size range is massive. It goes from a 0 to 6 month all the way up to 6XL. So that's insane. That's a lot of sizes. I did not write down the circumference sizes measurements for this one, because I'm actually going to be making both of these sweaters, or this sweater, 2 times for my children. I'm going to be making one for my daughter and one for my son. So one will be in, let's see, probably a 2 to 4 year size, and then the other one will be in a 4 to 6 year size. So these are the yarns that I am going to be using. This one is for my son. This is the one that I'll be doing a 4 to 6 year size, and this is the one I'll be doing a 2 to 4 years size. So yeah, they are the Lion Brand Ombre, Lion Brand Mandala Ombre. This color, the gray color, is called Cool, and the pink one is called Serene. So yes, this one is getting very washed out, but like, it's just a whole bunch of super bright neon colors, mostly pink and orange. And then this color was showing up pretty green. There's no green in this yarn. This is a gray, and I mean, I guess that navy does look a little, I mean, it's blue enough that I guess the camera is right in catching the green, but there's no green. It's more of a blue color. So there's a darker gray, a light gray, a very light gray, and that blue navy color. So yeah, these are the 2 yarns that I'll be making the flax sweater out of for my daughter and my son. Oh, these are also 100% acrylic yarns, and they're worsted weight. I don't know if that wasn't obvious. I don't know. But yeah, they're just kind of a craft yarn, but they're super easy to clean. So my children, they're children, they make messes, and so it's just much easier to throw acrylic yarn into the washer and it be clean, the washer and dryer, and it be clean, and I don't have to do any special treatment for it. But they get a handmade sweater, so it's a win-win right there, right? So that, I believe, is all of my knitting plans, fall knitting plans for this year. And I honestly thought I needed help with more color choices than what I actually did. So don't forget to do the polls that I had up at the beginning of the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you did and you're not subscribed and you made it all the way through this video, I would encourage you to subscribe and like and leave me a comment. Let me know what you plan on making this fall, and I will see you in the next episode, which should be a normal podcast. Okay, see you then.